Welcome back to the channel. Today one's a little bit different to my other videos. This one is just going to be showing you how to clean a ceramic coated car, as in how to unclog the coating. It's not going to be how to clean a car because there's plenty of them videos out there. This one is just like what I use in terms of chemical wise to bring back the hydrophobics of the car. You can just add a top up, but that's not the idea of what we want to do. We want to bring back the hydrophobics of the original coating, and sometimes after a year, a bit longer, sometimes after the winter period, you'll wash your car and you'll find that it's just not beading as it should do. Sometimes it is due to maybe the coating's actually fouled, but a lot of the times it's due to the coating just being clogged. So I'm going to show you what we do to unclog it and bring it back to life. So I'm going to start with the wheels and then we'll get cracking and I'll show you what we're going to do. Now, you may find when we start jet washing this is all going to be hydrophobic, and as we get to about here, we're going to get no hydrophobics at all. Even though it's going to look clean, there's still dirt stuck to this car, and obviously dirt isn't hydrophobic. So don't judge a coating by this wash. You have to make sure you wash the car with a physical contact first, then we can figure out what's going on with it. First thing I'm going to do is just dry the bottom half of the car, because this is where I'm going to be applying one of 3 of our chemicals to the car. And this first one doesn't mix with water, so if you spray it when the car's wet, it just does less of a job. So you're best to dry part of the car first. I'm not going to dry above the car because I'm not going to be spraying it up there, so I don't need it up there, and there's no point wasting product. You should be able to see all these little dots on the car. It's very hard for the camera to, there you go. That is tar, road fallout, all stuck on the car. That's what we're going to be removing, as that is what doesn't get removed when just doing your normal wash. So that's why we do this. First thing we're going to need is our tar and glue remover. We're going to spray it on the car first, and you'll watch it light up and it will melt off. You want to spray that on all the bottom half of the car, and you can see it all now melting away. That's all tar that we want to get rid of. It's more obvious on light coloured cars. On black cars, you don't really notice this. You still should get rid of it because this is all what's clogging up the coating. Spray some on your cloth and then just gently wipe. %of them dots now are near gone. There's only the odd little, it's very hard to pick up on the camera, but these little ones are fallout, which we're going to remove in the next stage. At first, this is going to be very hydrophobic. That's just going to be the tar, and then we'll see it once we've washed the tar off. actually see how much the hydrophobics have come back to the car already. Not fully, but already this part here we've brought back a lot. So we're getting there. Like even here, it's all come back. So we've still got 2 more stages yet to bring it back even more. One thing I do want to add to that tar and glue stage we just did, when you do it, make sure you get a decent cloth that's not going to scratch and one that you don't mind chucking away, because you don't want to be washing them cloths with the tar and glue. They just ruin everything. So just chuck in the bin. It's not worth it. Next stage is our fallout remover. We're now going to spray the whole car with this and watch bits turn purple. This stuff mixes with water, so you're fine to use it when the car's wet like this. This will also help get rid of them embedded brake dust. You see the little brown dots that get stuck to the wheel? That's brake dust. This car isn't actually that bad with fallout. We've got a few little spots, and you see turning purple. That's what we want to get rid of. It's actually not that bad. It's just iron fallouts embedded in the paintwork that it's removing. You can use this stuff pretty much every week on your car. It's pH neutral until it reacts. When it starts reacting, it's then not pH neutral, obviously. But this stuff is safe to use on your car a lot. I wouldn't recommend doing it. Probably I would say every 2 to 3 months you want to be doing it. But yeah, but the tar and glue, only use that when you see the tar spots. You don't be using it all the time. This isn't, what I'm doing today isn't a wash that you do every month. I would say 6 months to a year. I tell customers a year. If you're using it a lot, you want to do it more than a year, but this is every yearly I do it on this car. There's more on the rear, as you can see there. So a clay bar would get rid of this, but obviously we can't clay bar it because it's a detailed car, so we're removing as much as we can with chemicals. Now with this, you're going to want to let this sit for as long as you can without it drying. It won't damage. I mean, I've never had any issues when it does dry on the paintwork. It's never caused me any issues, but I wouldn't advise letting it dry. But leave that on for as long as you can. Some cars you'll have to do 2 hits, maybe sometimes even 3 if it's a white car and hasn't been cleaned in a long time. But 1 hit should do this car just fine and help remove everything out of it. Then we move on to the final stage. This is the soap that we're going to use now as our final stage. This is an acidic soap. Don't be scared by the name acid. It's not that kind of acid like it's going to burn your hands. Obviously I still would wear gloves. But we're going to mix it in our bucket. What are we going to, bucket dilution 1 to 100. So I'm going to chuck some in the bucket, then I'm going to wash the car. With this, you don't need to be going back in the bucket, jet washing it off, because we've already cleaned the car. There shouldn't be no dirt on this car. So now we're just basically applying and working in this soap. So I'm not going to fill the bucket all the way, because we don't need to do that. We end up just diluting and wasting product. Let's put some of this, can you see? Let's put some of this in. There we go. Cool. Hang that up there. Before I do that, actually, I need to jet wash the car off. Let's do that now. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's mostly dyed. We've got a bit come back. This is the hardest area that gets hit. So with it being on the passenger side as well, with all the side of the road, yeah. We're not going to be able to get that back. All the bonnet and that is literally like brand new. I mean, it already was really good before we did this, but it's literally back to being new again. So before I did this, this part of the car was not beading at all, and now we've brought it back to life again. Some areas we've saved, the hard areas, like I say, in the bottom sides of the door. Let me show you how much better now this side is. This side's come up a lot better. As you can see here all the way, it's just this section here and a bit around here. That's sort of dying, which is, to be fair, this is the hardest areas of a car. So if I'm judging a coating, I'm not judging it on the tops, I'm judging it here. Because as well, you can kill a coating on a car. If you left the car for say 3 months and never washed it, the bonnet, the boot, the roof is gonna kill the coating, and the sides will still be amazing. Where the stuff just been left on, you shouldn't be leaving a ceramic coated car for months without washing it. It's not the idea of a coating. And if you're gonna do that, then a coating isn't for you. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you if you do have a coated car or you look after cars that are coated and you're wondering why sometimes they go dead quite quickly and you think, oh, the coating's crap. Most of the time it's not, it's just not been looked after, or it's just a bit clogged. And this was just a little bit clogged. We got about 80% of the coating back. Some of it, bits are dead, but that's just the way it goes. It's on the low areas, hard hitting areas. The coating's been on there for about a year now from the top up. It originally was done in 21, so the top ups only last around a year, but it's actually holding up really well considering. If you want to see any more content like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.